Andrew is a first-time caller out of Texas. Andrew, you're on the air,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my phone call.
I had
So
a
have
brother named Andrew. He expired, but his name was Andrew.
Was he a good man?
He was all right. We called him Babra.
Well, I appreciate you taking my call.
Yes,
my
sir.
question is, I've got a good job, but it's in corporate America, and I got 3 children, and I want to be a man and a father to them.
Yeah.
But I go to a place every day that's filled with people who want to be politically correct, and they're just beta males, even my bosses. So how do I not get weighed down by that? How do I stop from getting depressed about going into this world and coming home and trying to be a man, but
That's
working
a
in a
good
place
question.
that makes you feel that way?
Hold on, Andrew. Don't hang up. That's a really good question. I want to respond to it. Hold on. Amazing. Amazing. Mamma mia. Hola. Si, senor, 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 si. Grab your wallet. Back in a moment. Let me go back to Andrew. So, Andrew, thank you for holding, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Restate your question.
So I'm 32. I've got 3 children, beautiful wife, and I'm in the grind. I've got a job, a W-2, and we needed to have things, I guess. But it's hard to be a man and a good role model for my kids when I feel like I'm crushed when I go to work every day, because we've got a PC culture. I've got a PC beta male boss, and just knowing that I have to keep grinding for my kids and be successful and bring home money. But at the same time, how do I not be one of those eunuchs you were talking about a minute ago?
Don't be angry about it. You can discern it, see what's going on, but don't be angry. And when you're not angry about injustice, you deal with it, but when you're not angry about it, it won't affect you within. And so when you go home at the end of the day, you will have perfect patience for your family. You should see injustice, but don't hate injustice. You can deal with it, but don't hate it. Because otherwise, if you hate it, you become like what you hate.
It just makes me resentful.
Yes, it'll make you resentful. And then you'll get home, and your kids will be full of energy, glad to see you, or complain about how the mother treated them while you were away, and you just take out your anger on them. And kids need perfect fathers. They cannot handle angry fathers.
Speaking of emotion with your children, obviously you want to avoid anger, but do you feel that you can give your children too much emotion? I mean, how do you make them? How does my son grow into a man if I'm constantly trying to give him emotion, even though I love him?
You should not give your kids emotions at all. It's abnormal for a man to be emotional. A man that's emotional is a woman. And so if you are an emotional person, you need to overcome your mother, because you resented her or angry at her for the way she treated you while growing up, and you became like her. Mothers give kids emotions until they're about 3 years old, and at the age of 3, they turn the kids over to the father, and the father shows them how to overcome that emotion and become logical men and women. You shouldn't be giving your kids emotions at all. You should be a logical man so they can see the right way to go.
I appreciate your show very much. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I mean, it requires self-discipline, but there's no more important goal. So,
how did you? When did you get the idea that you need to give them emotion?
I mean, I mean, that's what you're surrounded by. Is that's who you need to be. Is you need to be all these different things to your children. So I try.
Well, you shouldn't take advice from women like that, because it's not good advice. Women are giving you the advice that they have inside of them, and they're causing you to become like a woman. Have you forgiven your mother?
No.
Why not?
There's nothing to forgive. I mean,
she was perfect.
Say it again.
Was she perfect in raising you?
No. I mean, no.
What did she do wrong in raising you? The mistake she made, and you wish she had not done it.
I mean, her and my father split up, so she she just dumped me on his porch, and he raised me. So it was just me and my father growing up. But
So you resent your mother for dumping you on your father's porch?
yeah, I mean, a little bit. Yeah, I guess so. Obviously, since I'm there bringing it up.
So you said she didn't make any mistake. Why haven't you forgiven her for that?
I mean, I just now that I have children, I see, how my father raised me is not the correct, healthy way to raise children.
That we'll deal with your father, but why haven't you forgiven your mother for dumping you on the porch?
I mean, that's her choice. She made it. What's there to forgive?
You resent her for it, though. Whether it's her choice or not, you resent her for it, and you don't realize that resentment has caused you to become like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would forgive.
You don't know how to forgive her?
I mean, I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Do you think that had she been able to do better with you, she would have? If she had had love for you, would she have helped you and raised you in the right way?
Yeah, if she had known how to do it, I think she would have. I think it was a desperation move.
Would tell her that and forgive her. Let her know you don't hold that against her anymore.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Will you do that?
Yes, sir.
And how about your father? Why do you resent your father?
He was just, you weren't there, and then I wasn't there at all, and then he didn't notice me, right? So I wasn't there, but then when I was there, it was just because I was annoying him, so beat the shit out of me. And then he got real fat, and he passed away about 5 years ago. So I just felt like I didn't have a good example of what a man should be growing up.
You got to forgive him, though, Andrew, because if you don't, you're never going to know God. You can't resent your earthly father and become a son of God, because how can you love God who you never seen and hate your earthly father? And the men represent God on earth. They're the sons of God, even if they're weak. So you got to forgive your father. He couldn't help himself. That's why he became fat and died. He had a lot of conflict. His parents screwed his life up as well. If he could have done better, he would have. Just as with you, if you could do better with your family, you would do better. But you can't help yourself, right?
I can't help myself. I'm calling. I wanted to know what you thought, because I can't help myself, and I can't make the situation better, so I will.
Yeah, but you can only make it better if you let the anger go. And it's because you yourself cannot make it better. But if you let the anger go, then God will become your father, and he will work through you, and he will cause the situation to become better for you and your family. But you got to forgive so you can become yourself again.
I've never even thought about forgiving either one of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You are not yourself yet. You are your parents. You have their ID. And so you're not yourself because you resent them. You become like whomever you're angry at. And so, but if you realize they couldn't help themselves, just as you can't help yourself, then don't ask them for forgiveness. You forgive them and God will forgive you. By realizing that they literally could not help them. It was wrong. It screwed your life up temporarily. But if you forgive them, you can return to your original life, and your life would be perfect.
Thank you.
That makes sense?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's going to be easy.
No, it will be easy if you do it. I mean, you'll be nervous about facing your mother, but it'll be the last time that you will have fear. And if you don't overcome this, your wife will destroy you and your children. Because you're married to your mother.
Ooh.
He said, ooh. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, what do I think about it? I think that I'm getting kind of agitated on the phone, so I think you hit a nerve.
Why are you getting agitated?
I mean, I just even thinking about it, my reaction is just to get angry at both of them. Just get angry. That's what
Right.
I don't want to be like that.
Right. But when you forgive them, you won't get angry anymore because you'll have compassion for them and all people. And no one will be able to get to you to cause anger because there will be no anger in you. There will only be perfect love. And then if you stay in that anger, you're going to take it out on your wife and children. Have you done my, are you doing my silent prayer?
No.
You ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, on YouTube, I have something called the silent prayer video. I want you to do that for 1 week and call me back and let me know what you think.
Yes, sir.
Silent prayer video, and go and forgive your mother. And don't ask for forgiveness. Just be honest with me. You know, I resented you because you dumped me on my father's doorstep, and then he didn't have love, and I suffered with him. But I realize now you can help yourself, so I'm sorry for holding that against you. Don't ask for forgiveness. God will forgive you.
Yes, sir.
All right? Let me know how it goes. And do the silent prayer video.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Amazing. Isn't that amazing?